right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all have had a good week. Let's get going. Start doing some digital painting today. Oh, goodness. So, I think we'll just dive right into it. Quick disclaimers as usual in terms of things that I'm using to do the digital painting. Well, using Krita, I have a display tablet down here, so I got my pen and another screen so I can draw on it just like that. Chat's over here, so looking this way I see chat, camera, and then my reference screen is up there, and yeah, that should be all of it. Cool. So let's start the way I usually do. Well, I guess not quite the way I usually do, because I think I'm just gonna skip the chatting about things today. My brain is feeling fairly tired, so I don't know how well I'll be able to carry out a conversation and do the drawing stuff. But let's see, shall we? So I actually 100% forgot that I made this painting last week, or not last week, a couple of weeks ago before the vacation that I took, because I didn't export it properly after the end of last stream, and so I didn't have it as the thumbnail for this past Monday's stream. So it was a pleasant surprise when I opened up Krita for the first time and was presented with this as the most recently opened file, which I will say I do actually quite enjoy it, the way that it turned out. Looking at it now, it has this nice warm glow from the light, which is lovely to see. It's affecting this window in particular, so I can see that there's a bit of a alcove before we get to the window, and it's not hitting this window as much, so there's clearly a wall in the way there, which in terms of the layout of the room, I do quite enjoy the way that that's come together. I think I would have liked a little bit more lighting on this side, just to, I don't know, emphasize that there's, yes, a bit of an alcove, but this part is sticking out a bit, so it should be hit by the light a bit more. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Man, my hand's really... Huh. I wonder where my microphone usually is. No, stop getting distracted. The colors are quite nice. The room itself, I remember the reference image, I think, having some curtains here, maybe? Or some curtains covering some of this stuff, which definitely doesn't show up in any of the texturing that I've done. But that being said, I do like the way that the walls feel like they're textured and not just like a flat thing. So that is nice, but again, I would have liked, I think, to continue that a little bit more in here, because it gets real flat in the darker areas. And I feel like I probably just ran out of time to do that, so it didn't really didn't come through in the end. What else? The lighting effect on the bag is nice. These definitely feel, this whole area feels, oops. This whole area feels unfinished, which, yeah, probably because it is. Because again, giving myself a 2-hour time limit is actually very limiting for trying to get all this stuff going, while trying to learn more things at the same time. But yeah, I overall very happy with the color selection that I ended up with. My eyes are definitely drawn to the lightest colors, which are for sure new, which is the character in the scene, which definitely helps. Particularly the eyes, I think, are the brightest part, most contrasty part as well, which I think helps me go like my eyes follow the triangle pattern, which is good. I think it's kind of what I wanted. There's a little bit of curve up here and then back down to the lights, to the eyes. So everything kind of redirects me towards the main focus of the painting, which is the character. So I think that has worked out very nicely. All right. And then in terms of what I want to focus on this week, I think what I want to do is continue to work on color and lighting things. So instead of working on with like complementary colors, I want to see if I can make a painting with maybe just a single color, like more of a monochromatic thing, maybe with like a single highlight color as well. So yeah, we'll try that. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I have. So one of the reasons that she pops out so much is because I added some shading in the background to darken everything, which glad that I have the opportunity to do that in a digital format. Would love to be able to just work that in like as the color selection from the beginning. So is that going to be this week? No, probably not. Limiting myself to not be able to take advantage of the digital format seems incorrect from when I'm trying to also be entertaining. So we'll stick with this for now. All right. So if I want to do on Monday, one of the, I think it was Brassfly in chat, suggested that I maybe paint the 12th Architect, which is a fun idea. I forgot that they were a character for a little bit. So I think that will be the subject of today's painting. But I think what we'll do is maybe hang on, where is my stream reference? Yes, there we go. All right, so now that the reference is up, I think I might try to do something like this, but we will probably flip it around so we're looking from the underside of the desk to see the architect at work, partially so I don't have to draw all of the mechanical complexity of the entire space, just because there's going to be a lot. And again, getting back into it after a little bit of time off and only having 2 hours to do all this, I really gotta kind of pick my battles here. So if we look at just a couple of quick thumbnail sketches to see what this might look like. So we'll start with actually, instead of this for the background, we'll go with the architect base here, which, let's zoom in, give us a better view of things. There we go. We do that. Back over here. Oh. Alright, so if we do like the oval desk here, have the architect here, the hood, the antenna, laboring over the desk with, they have like little mechanical hands, right? like the light, darkness in the background, and then like tassels in the scrolls hanging around, just framing both architect. We could do that. As a concept, not upset with that one particularly, but let's see if we can move it back a little bit, just give it a little bit more space for the architect themselves in here. Although if we're looking at them from over the desk, really the way that it's positioned, there's not really that much space to see them. So we make an artistic decision to say they're standing up and over something. We can get a little bit more of their body in there. That, no, don't like that as much, because then now I need to figure out what the back of the desk looks like, which, you know, given everything else is super cogwork and weird, I can't imagine there'd be anything other than like a bunch of cogwork stuff, and then the light would be here. Nah. Oops. Not a huge fan of that one. Alright, so if that's not going to work, do we just then go with the reference that we have and paint the back of the architect? I don't know. I don't think... Oh, what we could do is instead of... Oh, this is going to be a pain in the butt, though. To do a perspective shot, we have the architect here. Big head. Working on stuff. Got the cloak. Oh, and the big abdomen. In the chair. We'll call that the chair. It's fine. Then maybe we have like Hornet in the background entering the workshop. Before. And then the light beams mostly on the architect because that's what they are. Yeah, I think that might actually be what I end up doing. Let's try it one more different way. I don't know, for whatever reason it feels better to have the architect, but we'll switch sides, so we'll have the architect more center frame here. What do we think? It's just like the desk a little bit lower. I guess it's not really a desk, it's more of a workstation, a work table. And then the chairs here, we only get a little bit of that, so don't have to worry about the base of it. The light here. Then, yeah, Hornet's just kind of background, not really in the light, but maybe just barely a bit of red peeking in for some color contrast. So we can have the architect's eyes be a focal point here with some nice, like, cool overhead light. Then the bit of warm here from Hornet. Then what's in the background, just the, again, the scrolls. I don't mind just kind of framing the architect a little bit, just as some interesting color there. Maybe the light is literally just this, so Hornet's only getting some bounce light, which I think could be kind of nice. Yeah, we'll do that, I think, is the idea. Um, yeah, I like how that feels. I think, oh, the only other thing is that there'd be a door or something in the background behind Hornet that she's come in. Have the door be open. I seem to remember them being big round, like, portals that open up. Oop. We're fully zoomed in now. Yeah, that's probably fine. I don't really want to do any of the intricate scroll work for anything in the background, just because, again, very limited time to do this. Okay, one sec. I will have to be right back. My dog is being a little noisy, so let me yeah. Okay, one sec. I shall. Oh, there's not a good place to put this. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. I'll be right back. One sec. All right. Okay, I'm back now. Let's reverse these things. Okay, and we're back. I will say, stepping away for a sec does good things for the art process, I think, because I can now take a look at this with kind of fresh eyes. Oh, did I? Didn't. Okay. So if I were to reduce these, look at them as actual more thumbnails again, which ones do I like? I do think so I like this one maybe the best. Well, oh, I don't know, because these two are my current favorites. Do I want because in this one they're both looking in this direction, which is fine. In this one they're kind of looking towards the center there, which might help in terms of like guiding the eye, like so you can see where the characters are looking. So they're coming together here, as opposed to looking off green there. So yeah, I think I do like this one the best in terms of just overall composition. It's a bit of a toss-up at this point, though. We just grab that. Get a new layer. Rename our layers as we go. One thing I always forget to do. Sketches. Okay. And then we'll do our paint selection, our colors. So, get rid of these sketches. We now have this one. So let's start with, up here, our paint colors. So, back to a brush, grab this one. Ooh, now I said that I wanted to maybe try to do something more monochromatic, which I do think is accurate. And I do think because it's kind of a somber, darker place, we'll start with... I'm already going back on my decision to do monochromatic. I don't think I want to do that this time around. But we'll do some kind of dark bluish gray as the background here. Default here. And then if we lighten it up and keep it pretty pale, the light coming down from above. Have the kind of, well, if we keep it, no, because hang on, what is the color of the architect's head? It's very much in shadow, but it is very much the brass colors. So let's do that. Let's go with the brass. Maybe make it just less saturated, a little bit darker, kind of in the browns, really. Do they're about the same color as their table too, huh? Do the table. Obviously add extra shading to it later on. It's darker there. Actually darker on top because of the shadow from the hood, which is and this is kind of a purplish color. So I could just stick with that, I think. Go closer to the blue. We saturated it quite a bit more. Definitely add some lighting on top of it. Then the... Ooh, whoops. Abdomen is here. There's some... very much silver looking stuff in the chair. Legs as well are more silver colored. So we'll do that for the arms as well. That will actually have to be darker because it'll be in the shade, so we'll do, whoops. We have that, and then we have we'll stick with the blue for the background, so I'm pretty confident that that's what I want to do. do that for some. These are the things hanging in the background there, just out of sight of the light. I'll do. This is actually too much for most of it. We'll do a bit. A little bit darker. So it'll lighten up around the edges when there's more light volume there. But for the most part, this will be kind of more see-through, a little bit lighter in effect. These can be... those are maybe too dark now. Maybe they are kind of things. That's too bright. Is this? Is the background too bright? This is the background. Stuff hanging in the air. Back to the original color that I had. Alright, well, I mean, glad I explored and played with it, but now we are back to what it was. Great. Okay, that's fine. And then do what the doors are probably also dark, and then just a bit. Ooh. Going towards brown. Oh, hi, Brassfly. Yes, I've decided that doing the Truffle Architect sounded like a fun thing, because I forgot about them almost entirely. Ooh, that's too much of a red. That's not... This? Yeah, we'll do that color for the door. Fine. Then Hornet will be also probably mostly mostly in this range, I think. And we'll have like the reflected light be brighter, like a more of a red. Really sell the fact that it's a red cloak, so she'll have just like a bit of underlighting there. Maybe that's too purple. This will just be a dark, color in the opening of the door that you can't see. Maybe this is going to be a bit darker than, a bit more of a contrast here. Maybe actually just go almost to black in the distance. Maybe like just a bit of light coming through. Okay, so that's our first color options. And that's fine. I definitely colored over Hornet entirely. Yeah. Oh, and then Hornet's head's gonna be very... Well, we'll keep it like a light pink, maybe. Is that too bright? Yeah, it's probably too bright. The wrong shade. Yeah, blue doesn't work for her either. Okay, that's fine. Let's do something very different now. Let's try getting the colors with just like fully desaturated grays. Oops, I don't want the thumbnail layer. Color sketch. Color sketch layer is what I want. I do want to move the thumbnail layer. Well, no, can't lock it because I gotta move it. Color sketch. Brush. Okay, so we have, yeah, just fully dark. Do the lighting as well. Pretty neutrally color this here. We'll just try to color reflection off of this stuff. Hornet, I can't not make red color. That's just Hornet. But only the light will be colored, maybe. We'll do some very stark rely pretty heavily on just being able to fill in the gaps of all of the suggestions of shapes in the background there. We have that, and then we are sticking the reddish, orangey shades of things. The architect. No, I don't. I do prefer more orangey color. We'll stick with the brassish color there. That I think feels a little bit better to me. And then the darker, actually quite a bit darker for the top of the head. Lighter. The actual form. And then no, I think I do need like a little bit of a different, just barely a different color though, for some contrast and some interest in the character themselves. And then equally, we'll go just a little bit more into the blue for the silverish shades of the chair. Darkness. Eggs. Oops. Yeah, I kind of like the way that looks. Just more desaturated and only really the saturated colors of the characters popping out. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's... what time is it? Oof. Rapidly running out of time. Let's try... let's try actually doing... I don't know. What colors? Because we're kind of set with the... actually, let's do a like fully saturated one. It's just fully colored. Dark blue background. Nope, not the thumbnail. Back to the color sketch layer. I like the idea of still literally just having only the highlight parts in color. I think that still is good, but we'll do that with the openings of the doors and stuff. Then Hornet again, just a little bit of there. A bit more with the bright red. And then we'll do... Ooh, how do I represent that in fully saturated form? I guess it can't be fully saturated if I'm just doing the lighting effects. Let's do... that roughly back to brush. Darker because it's in shadows. Darker up, lighter underneath. By lighter, I mean actually just this lighter. Do a more fully saturated, well, fully colored purple headdress thing. Then we'll go with a blue. Maybe not quite that blue. Purple. Silver chair. Darker. Oops. Shading. Then black beyond the opening. You know, honestly, don't hate that. That actually looks pretty good. Do I like that better than the more black and white one? For my personal style, probably yes. But I do think I want to actually get started on the painting now. And I don't have any other fun ideas to try, first of all. So I think I need to just make a decision in terms of which one I want to go with. I think the actual answer is let's go with a more black and white one, because I have been pushing myself to experiment with color for quite a bit. I also want to make sure that I practice with like the just again more monochrome, moody environments, because the 12th Architect again. This may or may not be accurate because I haven't really completed their storyline, but they seem more of a tragic character as being, I think, the last of their kind. So, yeah, I think trying to do the moody one is going to be fun for me today. That's what I feel like doing. So, we'll give that one a shot. Oh, I'll say also, as I was pulling up reference images before the stream, I noticed that I could have gotten the silk shot from them instead of from the Forge Daughter, and I apparently could have just repaired it as myself, as Hornet could have also repaired it. So I did spoil myself a little bit, and I took a look at what the different properties are, and man, I think I missed out by having somebody else repair it as opposed to repairing it myself, which I will say, I wish there was some indication that Hornet was proficient with making her own tools or repairing old stuff like that, so maybe I could have waited to see what it was. But definitely the original Silk Shot design and ability looks the coolest to me, so I'm a little bit upset that I don't have that in my playthrough. That said, let's go with the color sketch. We'll grab this one. Or not. Let's not. I take it back. We're gonna not do that. But we will grab the thumbnail. No, never mind. I do kind of need this. So we'll grab this. Grab it. Create a new layer. Nope, that's the thumbnail. Color sketch. Try this again. This under the thumbnail. Color sketch. Resize it. So we'll take, I think, some of the things that I learned from the other color sketch and apply it to these ones. So we'll grab, reduce the opacity. We can hide this. The thumbnail I do want to have. No, I take it back. I don't need any of that. But we will. That color sketch thumbnail. I do want to band this, get size that I want it to be. Get rid of the color sketch paint layer. We'll call this the new background. Oh wow, that was terribly spelled. Background. There we go. And then grab the brush. Make that just kind of dark. That background. Reset the size. This is maybe a little too dark, so we'll lighten it up just a teensy bit. Just give myself a little bit more to go off of. Actually, fill it. Then we'll go back down to the dark again. Paint in the darker areas, so the place beyond the door. We have a bit of a vignetting effect already. The bottom part a little bit. And then this go much lighter. Ooh, do we want a warmer light? I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be kind of a more cool and sterile atmosphere. So we'll keep it there. Airbrush a little bit. Just have it lightest on the edges and a little bit here. Oh, too much. I do want just a little bit of set there. We want it to be brightest in the top there. So it's coming down from the top. Yeah, that's fine, because this will be covered by platform and extra shadows and things like that. So we don't really need that. I can do some added lighting effects later. Great. Background, I think, is done. I think. Yeah. Great. Okay, let's go into now working on laying out the colors for the 12th architect. So we'll do as the shadows here. Let's call this desk. We'll do desk here. It'll have some lighter highlights at the top, but this will be the shadow elements, and then I will fill it in later. This little underside thing exists, and then the kind of invented podium stand that it's attached to. So start with that. Desk looks good for now. Add a bunch more detail to it later. Seems to be the right shape. New layer. Call this the architect. Then again, because it's roughly the same color, we'll stick with this as the base color for the architect. And then this will get the... Ooh, what color did I make the hood before? Alright, we'll grab that color. That looks good. Nope, I don't want the copy of the background. Thank you. So the hood... Oh, okay, it could be behind the desk. There. Great. So the desk is there. Just bent the architect's form, because I don't think there's a really good way to see it, really. At least not from where I've seen the game so far. And then the... Do I do the chair separate layer? I think I do the chair separate layer as well. Just so I can shade it without worrying about things too much. Chair will do... It's kind of just a metallic. Metallic silverish color. But it's... Oh, interesting. That's a shame. Because it comes around... No, it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't actually need to come in front of the architect at all. Kind of hangs out back there. You need the architect to be shaped a little better than if it's not going to be being covered by the... Oh my god. Okay, no. Undo all that. Okay. Share this and then touch darker. The support of the chair, a little bit of shading while we're here. Okay, chair's done. Desk as well, we can just shade while we're here. The thumbnail. It's getting hit by the light up here. Desk, thank you. The white. Harsh light here. Well, getting in the way of me seeing what the shape of the desk is. And then the chair needs a bit more detail because I pulled back on the... No, I should probably just actually paint the entire shape of the chair as I understand it, just so I can remove things or cover them up as needed. Alright, good enough, because the architect will be in the way. The desk will need a little bit more. bit of here, because that's where the light would be hitting it, technically. Do a little bit of light down here, because it'll get over the lip of the desk. Get some shading. I don't know if it'll be quite that strong, but all right, so we have now a rough shape of the desk. We'll do extra lighting just here where it might. Oh, it won't hit there because the architect will be in the way. It's up. Oh, that's right. Do. A little bit darker as well. Ooh. Oh, that's way too much. A little bit of shading here so we can see it's a bit further. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good chair and desk for now, so it looks good. The architect. Whoa, oh, architect. Thank you. Back to view. Great. Back to hide the desk for a little bit. I just paint it in. Head thing there. Okay. Now, I need to grab this purple and I need to make it more give it some shading in there so we can see. That's too different. Ever so slightly darker. Why am I? Why is that not feeling correct? That purple again. Nope. That purple. Alright, we'll stick with this. We'll play around with it later, but this seems to be good enough. Hooded shaded area for the hood thing. We'll stick with this. Okay, great. And then a little bit ragged, so even though I won't be able to see most of this, we'll make sure that the edges aren't particularly nice. Do this. Do that. Okay, good. This one will go even darker again because there's a lot of shading, it looks like, underneath the hood. Do that to about here. And then we'll go even darker, just teensy, just a little bit at the edges for the maybe interclusion stuff. We'll absolutely absolutely pull the purple back on top of it in a second. For now, that's, I think, looks pretty correct. I do think I need a little bit more a blend in between the two. Just a little bit to ease it out a little bit. I think that works. Okay. In terms of features, I think that's pretty good. I do think I would like a blur brush. Do I not have my... Nah, that's fine. Let's try to not do blur. A bigger one. Reduce opacity just a teensy bit. Try to blend it down a little bit more. Nope, take it back. Undo all that. That didn't work out very well. Okay. It's probably fine. Set the brush again. Great. And then we'll do a little bit of a lighter color. So grab this one. Go up just a more to there. Do very brief highlight at like the very bottom before it gets back into the shadows again of the shadows of things. Yeah. Fine. And then we'll go from here. Okay. Lighter. Again, the light is hitting it. I think it's a little too saturated. Okay, I think that works pretty well. It looks like they get some reflected light from the table here. You need this one to be a little bit more orange. Just again, with the reflected light. Let's do a bit here. This one, and then again, just a teensy bit. Oh, that's way too much. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now let's do the same thing. We'll grab this color here at the desk again for the main body of the architect, which I'm going to really just pull down and reshape a little bit. Oh. Do lighter color, or rather darker color here before we use too much. On the other side here. grab the lighter color as well, which will be on this side of the abdomen. Here, blocking it off. Okay. Just gonna here have a little bit of extra right in here. All hidden by the chair anyway. Yeah, alright. So, or the desk, I mean. That blends in a little bit too much there. So, let's move the desk down a little bit. Just, oh, that's the architect. Desk down and out a little bit, just so we have more of a, or up, maybe up. Up. Take it back. Architect and chair down ever so slightly so we have and see it a little bit better. So it's not a tangent. We can read things. You know what? Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then we can't see the architect's oops. What's the word? Legs yet. Yeah, and then the arms just aren't there, I don't think, unless we want to have... actually, maybe I do want to have arms. I think maybe we do like a limb up in the air, like as though they're holding a needle or apart. Ooh, do I want to draw a gear? I really don't want to draw a gear. And then, oh, they have a very bright ball joint in the middle there. Alright, cool. That's this. Do they actually have fingers? I'm realizing now. I don't know. Do we actually know what their limbs look like? We don't. Oh, we do. Oh, apparently the architect dies at some point. Okay, it's just a little, excuse me, a hook thing? Sure. Well, I guess minor spoilers for myself. But now I know that it's just a little hook thing. So I can definitely do that. What are they doing with their hand there? I don't know. Does it matter? Not really. Do just a little bit of one here as well. Just to show that they have limbs that are doing stuff. Oh, that's not the architect. I want the desk here. Just a little bit more definition here so I can see things a little bit better. The architect back in. Great. Okay, that's better. I wonder actually, does it look better if I I form. Oh, that's not the right one. Dang it. Architect. There we go. I mirror vertical. I've put that there. That look better? Yes, I think so. Okay. Do that. Lighting is incorrect now. That's fine. The brush. That's actually only minorly incorrect. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, we'll do that. Architect has some eyes. They're just gonna be, they're just plain bone white, huh? So we'll do that. I'm not feeling confident in my ability to draw ovals currently, so we will do a separate layer because it's just going to be white, and then I can adjust the spacing later. Already, my decision to make it a different layer is paying off. And I want to actually just do a full black for the I don't know. This one feels off. I'll move this one a little bit. And this one still feels off, so we'll move this one a little bit out this way. Smaller as well. Oops. A little angry for some reason. I don't. Is it just this eye is a little bit wonky? Yeah. You use So Yummy colors for 12th? Well, thank you very much. I'm actually also quite happy with the colors that I ended up going with. I think they look pretty great. Not biased at all because I chose them. You know, that's how it goes. Okay, I think that's probably... Oh, I think I also need to just give a little bit of a ball joint here as well. Just so just so it looks kind of more similar. Maybe skew it a little bit more here. Architect layer. Let's try this one more time. Let's grab the ball joint layer right here. Hide it a bit. The shiny colors. That there. I think that looks fine. Maybe a little bigger. This one has to cover it up a little bit better. Because of course this part is in front of the ball joint. I need a little bit of extra brightness here. Great. Yeah. Looks great. Back to the sketch. What am I missing now? I need to do the door and hornet, which all in all shouldn't be too hard to do, because I have half an hour to go. Plenty of time. I'm telling myself as I'm secretly freaking out a little bit because I don't want to overdo it. Okay, so let me think. How is this going to work? Because Hornet is in the shade a little bit, and I'm trying to do cooler colors for things that aren't directly in the light, or like a... So we'll do very deep red to start with. Excuse me, and a new layer. And let's make sure we name layers properly. So this is not paint layer 1. This is architect eyes. And antenna, technically, but... and then we'll do layer, rename it to Hornet Cloak. So we'll do the cloak. Currently this will be in the foreground. Reset the size of my paintbrush so I can see things a little bit better. Back to this, zoom in. We have the deep red to start. Cloak up here. Doesn't mean to be too detailed because again she's in the background. Not the right shape. Cool. Let's hide the thumbnail again so I can see a little bit better. I feel like that's a little too close to the light right now. So let's just move her over just a teensy bit. Yes. And then from here, back to brush. Go. You get to be kind of a vibrant red. Maybe that's a little too much. You get some nice highlights here. So we get some highlights there. Highlights closer to the light and kind of some bounce light coming off the ground, so kind of oddly the bottom part of the cloak will maybe be a little bit brighter. Oops. Definitely I want the brighter parts to be that's it. I mean, that makes a little bit less sense in terms of actual lighting, but I do think it looks better. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll add some, just a bit of like light backlight coming through from the other room, just so I can justify having this here around the opening of the door. I do think it looks better this way. Yeah, all right. Let's darken up the edges of the cloak a little bit. They don't need to be quite as scraggly. Because I think Hornet is a bug who takes good care of herself and her clothes, so I don't have too much of a rough edge on the brush stroke. We go. Okay. That looks pretty great. It's a nice pop of color. Is it too distracting? Not currently. It might be... Whoops. What is going on? It might be a little more distracting once I get to the head. Oh, which actually... Sorry for all the bouncing around with the paint canvas. So Hornet's head. And then do a separate layer for Hornet legs as well, just because I didn't paint those before I did the cloak, and I don't really want to mess up the shape of the cloak because I like the look of that now. I'll do just a black for the legs. keep it more in the red tone. I think that's fine. I think I'm happy with that. It's looking good. What thumbnail look like? Yeah. Cool. And then back to the head. Oh, I can't do fully white because that'll be far too much. Do I want to keep it red? Not really, although that's kind of her color. The head is just... I feel like I nailed the shape on the first go. That feels good. Or almost nailed it anyway. Good enough that I don't want to mess with it too much. Does the cloak go in front of the... It does, okay. Does that feel correct value-wise? Yeah, I think so. Now I just need to make it lighter. I'm not going up to full white because, again, we're going to add a light source behind it so I can do some nice rim lighting for her horns. Ooh, and then I need to add the eyes. Do I do that then? I think a little bit too red. Charcoal eyes here. Roughly. I feel like they're being hidden a little bit too much by the cloak now. Alright, well, let's undo this. Whoa, she's really got an attitude today. It's like, what the heck is going on? It's funny how much, like, just the eye shape can really change the expression of something, which is very much not what I'm trying to do right now. Oh, and I'm doing this backwards. This eye, the eye that's closer should be slightly bigger. This one, I need to bring it down a little bit. Less angry. You're not angry, you're just... Or no, you're just here. Nope. Other, thank you. Yeah, good enough. Again, she's not supposed to be the focus of things, so I'm not super concerned about that. You want, I think, to just do like a little bit of a mid-tone here. Again, is going to be just... Oh, that's definitely not right. Try it again. Which is just like the reflected light. Hmm. No. Let's undo all of that. Okay, where would the light hit? Would the light hit under the underside of the eyes? Probably not, but do you want to have a little bit more definition to the mask, to her mask I'm getting currently? I think that makes the most sense. Nah, I don't know about that. It's not, I don't feel like it's really working for me currently, but if I can keep playing around with it all day, probably for too long. But there's a couple more things that I need to finish before I continue to futz with Hornet's appearance. I say as I continue to futz with Hornet's appearance. Okay. Good enough. I have to leave it there. We'll do the door. So we'll do a separate layer for all of that. That will go probably near the back, just in front of the background. Grab dark brown here. Reset the size of my brush. Have it go here. Doors open this way. The opening over here. Yeah, okay. And then this dark brown, or dark gray. Oh, it's gotta be darker than that. Oh. Door. I do need there's some light coming in from there, so we'll go with the airbrush, grab the lighter color brush. Let's do the what do we think? That's pretty good. Is that too much of a That might be too much of a light. We just... Okay. Do that, and then let's undo all of the lightning that it did over here and here. Nice round door in this area that we can then apply all of the highlights to. Pretty good. The background behind the architect is now a little bit featureless. Running out of time. Okay, can't worry about it too much. We have some light here for this edge of the door. The door frame here. Undo that. That looks good. I like this. Dropping the edge there. Oh, that is the dark brown. So grab a mid-tone brown. Fill in the door here. And then we'll have a bit of lighter color reflecting off of here. Just a teensy little bit on the inside edge here. Light is coming, hitting the other edge of the door frame. This one, because it's not going to be as bright up here. Up a little bit. It's also not very circular, but that's fine. Don't really have time to fix that too much. So. I do have time to fix it. What am I doing? Just round it out here. Fill it in with the darker. It's just oops. Nope, not erasing, not erasing. That. Okay. Okay. Not terrible. That door is way too bright currently, or way too saturated. I need to... It's the same values as this, which it shouldn't have been. I wasn't paying close enough attention to that. So if I just... no. Opacity is not going to work. Let's make another layer. We'll group these together. Group. Oops. Didn't mean to make a clipping group. Put them together. This will be restore. Just need this one to be a fill layer. But okay, a little bit already saturated. Maybe let's do saturation. No, saturation's not correct. Luminosity? No. Darken. No, don't like that one either. No, we'll just do saturation. Saturation's probably fine. If I just do fully black, what does this do to the saturation? Okay, I think that's fine. And then I do actually want another layer again, so I can actually have the teensiest little bit of the hard light. It's too saturated and not bright enough. And then we'll do a little bit here, a bit here. Oh, there's another surface here too. Oh shoot. Because it's not, it's a three-dimensional surface. Oh. I can only really hint at that if I do this here. Give some depth to the door itself. Can't. Oh, that's because that's the wrong layer. That's why that's not working. Okay, because I can just erase this then. Ah, even better. Okay. So I do need to trim this one up a little bit. That doesn't work because let's get rid of that. Let's do this properly. Choose the right colors. Perfect. And this one back to color. Okay, now I need to rotate this. Okay, I think that looks better. We'll just drop the opacity of those ones, I think, a little bit. I can continue up here and around so I can see that it's a circle. Yeah, all right, that's good enough, I think. Running out of time. What else needs to be done? I would like, I think, for there to be a few more shapes in the background up here. So if we grab, sorry, and the chair as well also needs just a touch more shading in here because it's the weird screw cog things there. All right, that's better. I like that. And then I want some things in the background up here. So we grab just this color here, go to the background, just give myself another layer. Do the things hanging down from the ceiling. That wasn't a good line. It's not this, and just ever so slightly darker. Do the tops up here as well. I think I overdid it a little bit. Let's undo a bunch of those. I think that's probably fine now. What do we think? Okay, let me hide the reference for you. Let's take a look at the painting. All right, not too bad. I think I need to give a floor to Hornet. So we'll do, if we go back down to the background, I just give this, oops. More of a floor. Probably fine. You want, I think, all of this to be just darker. We just grab this one. Let's do some Um, oh, whoops. Let's undo that. Let's do a lighting layer here. Just to on screen overlay. Bit of extra glow. That's too much. Not terrible. I do think I darkened the background down a little too much now. Actually, if I just undo everything for a little while. Oh, is that as far back as it goes? Okay. Let me do that. I think that's actually, I like that better. And I will, once again, just add the lighting layer on top of everything. And just do the overlay. We are at pretty much white. Airbrush. Just... do it a little bit, just... That's too much. It's there. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's see if I just grab the door and Hornet and I smooth them down ever so slightly. That yeah, okay, that makes it feel more level with the rest of the painting. Yeah, okay, so Hornet, the door. Move it all down. Attach, whoops, not everything up. Yeah, we're gonna, jeez, that's, focus on the buttons, there we go. Select that. I think think that's good. I think that's where we're gonna have to end it for today. Not too bad. It's a little bit rougher, I think, than I would like ideally, but that's the time that I had. I think I gotta find a better way to paint the backgrounds of things. I think it's my big downfall on this one. Very happy with the way that the 12th came out. Hornet looks pretty good as well. It's the door that she's coming through that looks incorrect. And I didn't actually add a floor to the room, so I think maybe if I had done that, it might look a little better. But you know what? Let's not be too harsh on it now, because I'm looking at it and I can see all of the things that are wrong. We'll revisit this next week and see how that ends up looking. We're going to export this, or I will export this and make it the thumbnail for Monday's stream after I sign off today. But that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out and joining me while I work on my digital painting skills. Hopefully y'all have a great weekend, and I will be back on Monday morning at 9:30 to continue my playthrough of Silksong. What was I doing? I think I'm still trying to find all of the fleas, and I'm stuck in either the putrid docks or bilge water, bile. Don't remember what it's called. The horrible swamp place with the maggots. So if you want to see me smash my face into that challenge on Monday, that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, take care. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.